Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin. Hello and welcome to episode number 17 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Now today, the topic is really going to be about trial and error. And why I'm going to tell you about this particular topic and why I think it's so important is because we as aspiring entrepreneurs, aspiring fitness business owners, we as the 1% of people out there who want more out of life, we're constantly in the search for success. And success is a hard game because success is consistently showing up every single day. Success is consistently setting yourself a goal and putting in the hard work. Success is getting control of your mindset and making sure that you're in the right state of mind and making sure that you're in the right states at each moment in time so you can think at a higher level. But one of the things that a lot of people don't talk about, and really what I found to be one of the most key, crucial pillars to success, is really anticipation as opposed to reaction. And what I mean by anticipation is when you start something out for the very first time, you need to anticipate that it's not going to go 100%. In fact, I've been launching webinars for my online business at the moment in time. I'm trying to reach out to more trainers, but also I've been trying to sell online coaching via webinars for quite some time. And the first thing that I wanted to do and I needed to do was reach out to people who have sold via webinars. That's the first step. Remember, it's modeling, finding someone who's done what you want to do and reaching out. And the first thing is, you might reach out and pay them as a mentor. You might reach out and ask them to help you with consultation. A lot of people have reached out to me asking how to run a successful online summit because I was able to run a successful online summit. But here's the thing, you shouldn't be afraid to reach out to people because everyone on this planet, there is something that everyone needs. There is something that everyone wants. There is something that you can add value to someone else's life, whether or not they're above you per se or below you. I don't believe that anyone is above you. I believe someone's further along the journey or somebody's done something that you want to do. You should be able to add value to their lives by having a look at, well, what do they want? What is it in their life that they're missing that you can add value to? Whether or not it might be significance. It might just be connecting them with more people, who might need their services. It might be making introduction. It might be commenting and sharing their post and really trying to feed their significance and telling them, or you know what? I think for most mentors, I think if you're going to reach out to anybody, this is the thing that they absolutely love. They love hearing how they've changed your life. So, i.e., if I'm going to reach out to someone like Russell Brunson, I'm going to say, Russell, I implemented, the strategy that you talked about on your podcast, and these are the results. If anybody reaches out to me and they say, Lynn, I've been implementing your stuff and these are the results I've got, I'm going to want to listen to you because you know what? There's a lot of people that talk about doing stuff and there's very few people that actually follow through and do it. So if you want to reach out to a mentor, the first point of contact is my advice, is go and do something that they've taught you or written about on a blog and get a result with it and then tell them about the result. That generally opens up the doors. Okay. But now once you've got a mentor and you've got a blueprint, essentially what you need to understand is that the very first time you're going to do something, the very first time you're ever going to attempt a powerlifting competition, you really should anticipate that you're not going to pull it off. You're probably not going to win. And for most people, launching that first Facebook ad, for me, running my first webinar, and going out there and putting myself out there, it's probably going to bomb. And I think that's the difference between somebody who can keep going and really anticipates that the first time you're going to fail. But what you need to do is pick yourself up again and have a look at the data, because every time you do something, you're receiving data from it. Every time you launch your first Facebook ad, you're receiving data. If it's really, really expensive, you don't have a really good ad. I launched the webinar. It completely bombed. I understand I need to go back and have a look at the webinar. I need to have a look at the things that, I did wrong and didn't do correctly, and what else could I improve on? But what did I do right? I think so many people go out there and say it doesn't work, but fail to anticipate that it shouldn't work the first time. The whole point and why success is so fulfilling and why moving forward and, when you do make your first $1,000 online, it's so fulfilling is because you've actually gone through and put the pieces of the puzzle together because it's so hard. If this was so easy, you wouldn't want to do it anymore. Everybody would be doing it, and it would be an ordinary thing, right? You wouldn't want to do it. You wouldn't want it because everybody has it. The whole reasons why you want this is because it's so hard, and that's what makes it so fulfilling, okay? So the message for today, really, if I can share something with you, is you need to start anticipating your moves. You need to start understanding, okay, what are you really looking for when you first launch your transformation program? If you sign up 5 clients, fantastic. And if you don't get results for them, that's okay. But here's the thing, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be an online personal trainer. It means that now you've got data and you can reassess and go back and say, well, how can I do this better next time? How can I add more value, or how can I be smarter? Because in the previous episode, I spoke about being the strategic thinker as opposed to the tactical thinker. The tactical thinker would say, this tactic sucks. This tactic doesn't actually work. The strategic thinker is actually going to go, holy crap, what can I learn from this data I've just received? Because here's the thing, the only expensive lesson is the lesson that you didn't learn anything from. Okay, let me repeat that. The only expensive lesson is a lesson you have not learned anything from. If you learn and you consistently improve, you will reach that level of success. And the first thing is understanding that every time you attempt something new, you're really learning from trial and error. Okay, that's the very first step. And then what you do is you take that data, you analyze it, and you get feedback, not only from yourself, but from your mentors. Have a look at this from your peers and ask and say, this is what I did, and it kind of bombed. What can I do to improve this? And this is where you start to learn, and you start to, I hear a lot of personal trainers ask me, Lynn, where do you get all this knowledge? How do you think at this level? And it's not the fact that I think at this level, it's just the fact that I've adopted this mindset of everything's data, and all I want to do is I want to know how to improve. I don't care how bad it was, because that's not really going to serve me. I want to assess it as what can I learn from this and how can I make it better? Like, I spent, I think $1,600 on the webinar in terms of ads, and I haven't made any sales, and that's okay. Because it's the first time. I'm not supposed to make sales, because if I did make sales, everybody would make sales. But the whole journey and the whole reasons why I want to do this so much is because when I crack the code, it's going to be so fulfilling that I will make the sales, but I will have this skill. Okay. And picking up a skill and becoming the expert at one particular thing, it takes time, it takes mastery. And that's what I want to put out to you today, is to think about what you're launching, what you're trying to do, and don't get bogged down because it didn't work. The fact is, it's not going to work the first time. Okay, anticipate that it isn't. And when you have that anticipation, you really look at the first time as data. You have a look at that first time as, okay, wow, this happened. What can I learn from it? And how can I make this better? And who do I need to ask as well? Because it's one thing to think about this by yourself, but imagine if you get somebody else in to share an idea who's been through it before, and then have another person. Which is why I believe community, mentors, people who've been through it, and you have to really make sure you get the ones that have been there, done that, not the ones that talk about it or read about it, because it's a totally different thing, because each situation is going to differ, okay? So be sure to pick your mentors wisely. Be sure to ask them that you want to be able to see that they've gotten and proven themselves first. They've gotten results, or they're doing it. Because here's the thing, if they're doing it, they're going to be able to get you there quicker. They're going to be able to they're going to show you the 80-20 shortcut. They're not going to drag you through the mud and make you do a million things and tests, because chances are they're going to tell you the fastest way to get to your destination. Okay, so that's the point I want to get across. I really hope that helps you. And once again, if you really like this topic, please leave a review. Let me know that, hey, I want to know more about mentors and choosing the right ones, or particular skills and strategic thinking, so I know, so I can get speakers on. And obviously, I love this kind of stuff. I love this kind of high level thinking. As you know, when you hear me talk about this, I get very passionate. I get into a flow state. Whereas more the tactical stuff, I kind of just, it doesn't really matter to me as much. Okay. Which is why I'll get different experts on. But I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope that really helps you move forward. Okay. Because if success was easy, everyone would have it. And if everyone has it, you wouldn't want it. Okay. So have a great day. All right, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes and feel free to leave a review. In that way, I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks, and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.